Ladies and gentlemen, this particular story really rocked a lot of people to the core, including myself. And I thank you guys so much for sending it to my email. My email was full of this story, even throughout the time that I was going. And I'm thankful that people care enough about the things that are going on. I'm glad that these stories are starting to circulate the news and really matter to people, because here at the AFC, we advocate for children first. We believe that babies' lives matter, okay? I believe that this baby's life matters. This little boy that you see on my screen out of Texas, the state of Texas, takes an L today. Because I don't know how the hell this happens, okay? But we're going to address it. We're going to say some things that may not sit well with your sensibilities. So if you can't handle that, I truly understand, all right? Dallas, Texas. As the mysterious tragedy of Cash Gernon unfolds, there has been an ample suspicion shown towards the family the slain Texas toddler was living with. So not only are we going to point the finger at the individual who actually did this, we're actually going to maybe take a look at the family and see what y'all think. The suspect, who was caught on camera kidnapping the boy from his cot, is a family acquaintance of Monica Sherrod, who is Cash's father's ex-girlfriend. Let me say that again. Let me say it slower because I get a little confused myself. That's the father's ex-girlfriend. Everybody with me so far? Let me take a pause real quick. Let me see. Almond Brown, if you were listening, let me see, was that Almond? Yes, I did get yours. Thank you very much. What I'm going to try to do is, if anybody donates while we're talking about the story, I'm going to try to read it right after this story, so that way we can kind of put a good focus on this particular story. I don't want to stop every time somebody decides to show some support. So if y'all can bear with me on that, I would truly appreciate that. Let me say thank you to my friend Leanne Engel, who is in the chat. I will absolutely shout this one out if you don't mind. She's showing love. Leanne, thank you, sweetheart. I did get your PayPal. Just came through. Always showing major love, and I truly appreciate that. All right, let's back it up. Let's get back to the story. Here we go. So dad's ex-girlfriend, in whose care the twins, Cash and Carter Gernon, the babies that y'all see right there, had been living. With fingers being pointed from every direction, Cash's aunt, Patty Seagroves, who identifies as his mother, Melinda's sister, has now come forward with claims that Sherrod, Monica Sherrod, dad's ex-girlfriend, is trying to gain financially from the horrific ordeal that the boy was put through. So for those of y'all who have been listening long enough, what do we call that? What is our hashtag for that action? What's our hashtag for that? We call that hashtag babies for benefits. The reason I created that hashtag, of course it belongs to us. If you see anybody else say that, it belongs to the AFC, all right? We say that because we believe that it's too many people in this world who are using children only for the benefits that they can collect from those children. That's the behavior that we want to discourage. That's the behavior that we're calling out. We have a hashtag so we can plain and simple point to that action. Babies for benefits. Even the family is saying this, okay? So don't get mad at me because it's not my words. Seagroves and the family were unaware that Cash was living with Sherrod, or that the father, Trevor Gernon, had vanished after facing legal troubles and leaving the boys in Sherrod's care. Can we get a hashtag, when you date thugs, you date death? Yes, another hashtag of ours. If you guys are not familiar with hashtag date thugs, date death, also is a hashtag that belongs to us. What that means, we're referring to actions. Thug is an action, not a skin color. Does everybody understand? Thug is an action. It's the actions we're calling out. Seagroves and her family were unaware that Cash was living with Sherrod, or the father, Trevor Gernon, had vanished after facing legal troubles and leaving the boys in Sherrod's care. Now, what kind of father would do something like that? Doesn't sound like a good father to me, but there's more to this story. Let's keep going. Cash was found murdered in the middle of the Dallas street, and I can't tell y'all how many people were flooding my comment section and flooding my email with this story. I couldn't believe it. I was like it sounded crazy, but initially we didn't have a lot of information, and at first they didn't even know who the suspect was. That's how early the story was sent to me. Like, there weren't any details yet. Let me check my sound. Hold on. Like, it sounded crazy, but initially we... Okay, I think the sound is okay. Back that down. There we go. Cash was found murdered in the middle of a Dallas street, lying in a pool of his own blood. He died from multiple stab wounds and was found without shirt or shoes just 8 blocks away from the house he was living in with his twin and Sherrod and her children. Bookmark that. We'll come back to it. Because I have a theory, and I don't know how many of y'all have actually watched any other content creator videos about this story. I'm about to make a proclamation because I believe I know why he murdered these kids. I can almost guarantee you that no other content creator has told y'all why. They told you who, they told you where, they told you when. But did anybody tell you why? Why? And shout out to Tommy, because why is the most important question that you can ask. Why? We'll come back to that. The suspect, Darren, is it Darian or Darren? I don't know how to pronounce this fool's name. He's a thug. He's a criminal. Nor do I care how to pronounce his name properly. That fool right there. Okay? Darren Brown also lived within less than a mile from the scene and has since been alleged to be an old acquaintance of the family. So he was no stranger. Jimmy D. Josh is a channel member. I hope you unblocked him. Yeah, please don't block anybody. Please, please, please. Don't block anybody. Don't time out anybody. It might have been an accident. Okay, all right, let's keep going. He lived within a mile of that house, and he is an old acquaintance of the family. Is Monica Sherrod making money off of Cash's murder? And this is where we come in with the babies for benefits. Hope y'all are ready for this. Patty Seagroves believes that the woman has falsely claimed to be Cash's mother and has tried to gain financially from his death. And this is the part that might piss some of y'all off, because y'all know I'm the type of person, I'm kind of like the GoFundMe police, right? Some of y'all are familiar with me as the GoFundMe police, because DJ Just J is always saying that people need to stop using GoFundMe as supplemental life insurance, because it ain't life insurance, begging the public for crowdfunding for burials. Plucking on the heartstrings of people who feel sad about these stories and they want to jump in and do something, but we're going about this all the wrong way. You don't just start dumping money into a GoFundMe. Like, I wish we would just be a little more critical with our thought process than this. Because there's plenty of people that continue to keep benefiting from the deaths of children. Why are we so quick to help somebody benefit from a death, but we're not quick to benefit a life? Oops. Say that again. as society are quick to benefit people and their children in death, but why won't we benefit them for life? You ever think about it like that? We're quick to take $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in GoFundMe money and go have these elaborate funerals, buying these $30,000, $40,000 caskets that this person is about to go in the dirt with. You're about to put a $30,000 casket in the dirt. You're buying $10,000 in balloons. You're buying $10,000 in t-shirts and all of this stuff to give this person a proper send-off. And I ask, why? Why? Why would we invest that so much stuff into death, but we won't invest that kind of effort into life? Who was able to invest that kind of money into this baby's life? So when you look at Cash's life, I want y'all to take a look at something, because I didn't know that I was going to go here, but let me point something out. First of all, if you look at this house, and I'm not trying to just crap on nobody's house for no reason. There's a point to everything that I do. Decent looking house from the outside. But let me show y'all what this house looked like. Actually, let me make this bigger on the screen. Don't play with me today. Do not do it. I'm going to show you guys a couple of pictures if you don't mind. I want y'all to take a look at this room. And this is the room that Cash was in, where he was taken. And I want y'all to look at the condition that these children were living in while they were alive and while they had breath in their body. Do y'all see this? Are your eyeballs laid on this? Would you like to see another picture? Let me see if I can get this next picture up here. Give me a moment. Could do this the other way. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do things the hard way because that's just how I get down. Want y'all to take a look at this. And matter of fact, if y'all want to see video, I actually have video of what the house looked like. And I'm going to tell y'all, there was some little spots and things on the white wall, or it's supposed to be white walls. I guess they're kind of brown, tannish walls. They used to be white. Huh? There were little things crawling around. Do y'all get my point? Y'all get my point? We are so willing to throw money to the dead, and I say, why? Let me ask y'all a question. Real quick question. Would it make more sense, in theory, look at that. That's gross. Does it make more sense in theory if I were to pass away, because we all will, I will at some point, and let's just go say we're going to spend $1 million on DJ's funeral. Would it make sense to spend $1 million on DJ's funeral? Or would it make sense to support DJ in $1 million sense while he's alive? Or even better yet, instead of throwing $1 million away in the ground, how about you give it to my daughter in a trust fund? Wouldn't that make more sense? So she could utilize it and make her life better and potentially make somebody else's life better and grow up and become something great? How about these kids? Why would we not invest in them? You look at the condition. That is a door. I don't know if y'all can see this. That is a door. Why does a door look like that and humans are allowed to live in a condition like this? This was never investigated? I'm telling you guys, the condition of someone's home can be very indicative about their treatment, regardless of what you think. Don't tell me these children are healthy and happy and eating good if their house looks like shit. You know what else that also points out to me? Let me tell you. It points out to me that somebody might have been desperate for some money. Why am I bringing out the fact that somebody might have been desperate for some money. First of all, you look at that house, and then you think about the fact that the mother was left with kids that don't belong to her, and she might have looked at this as an opportunity. I said the mother, not the mother, the girlfriend, excuse me. Let me correct that. Girlfriend was left with the kids. What do you think was going through this broad's mind with kids that don't belong to her, that she don't give a crap about? Oh yeah, how about I go have this young man who looks a little slow. Let me see if I can get old Molasses' face back up on the screen here. See if I can get him back up here. The boy over there on the right-hand side, right? Mophead. Let's go talk to Mophead, and let's go tell him, hey, Weeze won't say nothing if you come over here and come do something real quick, and whatever money I make off of it, I'll make sure and take care of you. Well, I'm going to tell you, thank you. Somebody said in the chat, cha-ching, thank you. I think that they're just that dumb that they would have been that damn desperate to create a cockamamie scheme to either get these children to disappear in some shape, form, or fashion. That's my theory. That's my why. So I'm telling you guys, if y'all have not heard anybody else talk about this, that's the why. Why? Because his ass is broke. The girlfriend's ass is broke. That house is broke. That house is disgusting. They were probably desperate for some money. Because if that's not a theory, then what else could it have been? I don't know if they have a life insurance policy. I'm assuming that they don't. They don't even have a decent looking door at that house. Huh? To me, it just looks like a broke situation. So that indicates to me that somebody will probably be desperate because they have a GoFundMe page up. How about that? The GoFundMe page that urges eager donors to not contribute to pages associated with Dad's ex-girlfriend, Sherrod. Seagrove said her sister Melinda has been desperately looking for the twins since their father Trevor, who had their custody, took them and disappeared in March. Authorities have also been involved in looking for the father and the boys. She wrote in the GoFundMe post, adding that the father had ultimately abandoned the boy with Sherrod without informing the mother. For those of y'all asking about the mom. My family is in shock and grieving whilst we wait and find out what exactly happened to Cash. It has been questioned as to why we haven't spoken out publicly, but we have never experienced such a loss and do not currently have the words to convey to anyone how we're feeling. Suspicions surrounding Dad's girlfriend. If y'all are ready for this. Matter of fact, if y'all are listening, do me a favor. Something simple that you can do to help share this story is click that thumbs up. It'll help share the stream and let more people know that we're live. So if you can do that, that would be awesome. Make sure you click that thumbs up, okay? Sherrod, too, has been seemingly heartbroken since the tragedy. And if y'all want to see that video, I will show it to you because I have it. CNN videos by way of Daily Mail, and given what she's told the media and the police, Sherrod has been raising the twins as her own ever since the dad left them with her. Wow. Both she and her son, Cameron Murray, 18 years old, who went to school. Matter of fact, no, I'm not going to show his picture. His picture is up there, but I'm not going to go back to it. So her son is 18 years old, who went to school with Brown, had been seen crying in the wake of the murder. They also shared that they were asleep when when Brown broke into the house and kidnapped Cash. The suspect had returned a couple hours later for the other twin and bolted, visibly spooked by something or someone. But neither Sherrod nor Maury can be seen interfering to spook him off in the baby monitor videos. He came in and broke the connecting door into the home. We are on the other side of the house and we didn't hear anything. Sherrod told the Daily Mail about the incident. Brown has since been charged but not arrested for Cash's murder after the boy was found by a passing jogger at 6:40 a.m. on Saturday, March the 15th, which was less than 10 days ago. Brown is being held on a $150,000 a $150,000 bail with forensic results expected to slam additional charges on him. So I think they believe he is guilty by way of evidence. Sherrod, on her part, maintains that the stories of Melinda frantically looking for the twins is not true. She also claimed that she's been banned from the boys' funeral by Seagroves. I know that's a lot to digest. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's take a look at the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I know this is a crazy story. We got 600 people here, so if y'all would, our goal is 600 thumbs up. If y'all will look down just for a moment, take a moment. It won't take you that much effort. Just click that thumbs up. While we're live, you can help us out quite a bit, okay? All right, let's get it. This is the video. I'm going to just let it play out. I'm going to let y'all watch this. So if you haven't seen it, that's the baby boy right there. Look at this. That's that mop head clown right there. See, he's looking around, but because it's dark, I guess he doesn't see the camera. He's just standing there. That is just such a weird thing. All of this is weird. None of this makes any sense. Yeah, it's creepy. Thank you. That's what it is. It's creepy. The video is silent. I'm just showing y'all the video if y'all haven't seen it. And he stood there for a long time. The video is actually playing. He's reaching over. That is so weird, dude. He peeled the cover off of him. Now I want y'all to watch coming up because it's going to happen really quick. Right here, it's coming up. I don't think he was looking for a particular twin. How would you know the difference? Y'all see that? I'm going to back that up just a little bit. I'm going to let y'all see this again. This is the... I don't know what to say or what to think. If y'all have never seen this, I'm going to show you again in about 10 seconds. Watch this. There's actually audio in the video. Oh my goodness. There's a little bit more to this video, and then we'll move on to our next news video. That is sick, dude. Look at this. Yes, both boys shared that bed from what I understand. So, unless I read the story incorrectly, this is him coming back the second time. Said, why didn't the boy start screaming? So I want y'all to remember that the family is claiming that this dude was not a stranger to them. They said that he is a family friend. I don't know what kind of family friend, but they said a family friend, a friend of the family. They were familiar with him. That's the second little boy right there. Wow. We've already seen this. We're going to skip this. Let's go to the next one.
A man arrested for crimes connected to a 4-year-old boy's disappearance could soon be charged with that boy's murder.
A memorial grows for 4-year-old Cash Gernon, found dead 8 blocks from his home in southwest Dallas. 18-year-old Darian Brown is charged with breaking into the home where the child was sleeping and taking him. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager joining us now with more. Peyton.
Heather, we are still waiting at this hour for additional charges to be brought against Darian Brown. Right now, a motive is still unknown, but today we spoke with someone who was sleeping just feet away when Cash Gernon was taken from his crib and later found dead. New video released Monday afternoon from inside the Dallas County Jail shows 18-year-old Darian Brown booked in handcuffs. Police say Brown broke into a home and took 4-year-old Cash Gernon. Video footage inside the home helped police identify Brown as the suspected kidnapper.
And I want y'all to remember that they said he is no stranger. They know who he is. Family friend.
Monday, a memorial continues to grow 8 blocks away, where a neighbor spotted the child's lifeless body in the road. Cameron Morey stopped by to...
So you have to be thinking about, why would he do this? What's the motive? Why? Did he just randomly feel like just trying to take his anger out on the kids for no reason? The answer lies in the question. Why did he do this?
Drop off flowers.
The sweetest little boy. He loved everybody. The biggest smile ever.
Morey lived in the same home as the 4-year-old. He says he woke up and the child was missing.
I got up, I'm talking about in my shorts, no socks, no shoes, no shirt. Running around the neighborhood looking for him. And I run down over there.
Morey's mother had been taking care of the child. Police say his biological father dropped him off at their home back in March, and she lost contact with him.
She can't stop crying. She's been crying for it ever since.
Why would he give the kids to his ex-girlfriend rather than the biological mother? None of this makes any sense at all. You didn't give it back to the mom. And y'all are talking about druggies. Oh, wait. I got a couple more videos coming up. I want y'all to watch the girlfriend's interview. It's one of the crazier interviews I've seen.
She don't know what to do. She thinks it's her fault. I tell her it's not. There's no reason for this. Like, what he did was wrong.
Brown, who also lives in the same neighborhood, was out on bond for an unrelated charge at the time of the murder. Fox 4 spoke to one of his family members off camera. They claim he suffers from mental health problems. It's still unclear if Brown knew the boy. Morey says he recognizes Brown from school, but has no idea why this would happen.
It's a 4-year-old kid, bro. Like, for what?
According to police, Cash's twin brother also lived in the home. Police tell us the twin brother was taken by CPS and then reunited with his biological mother and grandmother who had been looking for him. And according to police,
Whoa, let's back that up.
Why this would happen.
It's a 4-year-old kid, bro. Like, for what?
Let's listen at this part.
According to police, Cash's twin brother also lived in the home. Police tell us the twin brother was taken by CPS and then reunited with his biological mother and grandmother who had been looking for him. And according to police, the biological mother and grandmother had no idea the biological father had left the boys.
Y'all hear this? taken by CPS, and they had no idea this was going on. Absolutely insane. Let's keep going. Next video.
The Dallas neighborhood swirling with rumors, worrying and unanswered questions after a 4-year-old is found dead in the middle of the street. That child's body was discovered early Saturday in the 7500 block of Saddle Ridge Drive.
Do y'all want to hear the ex-girlfriend's interview? She gives an interview. It's about maybe 3 or 4 minutes long. Do y'all want to hear that interview? If you do, type in the chat and let me know if y'all want to hear that interview.
This man, 18-year-old Darren Brown, has been named a suspect in the case, but for now, he has only been charged with kidnapping and burglary. Our Robbie Owens is live for us in the neighborhood tonight with what we know today. Robbie?
Ken, right now, an air of mourning still hangs over this Dallas neighborhood. The memorial to that child that's growing here beside me, just one reflection of that. Police insist they have the right person in custody, but tell me they're not going to say more until additional charges are filed. Meanwhile, I spoke with that suspect's mother this afternoon, and she insists that her son is being set up. What do you believe happened?
I think that 4-year-old boy was killed at them people's home, and I believe someone had transportation like a car or truck and transported his body to the body site.
No. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know we had this video. Oh my goodness. Here come his mom. This boy's mama. I want y'all to listen to this. I'm going to be real honest with y'all. I have a lot of videos on this. I did not know that this boy's mama is going to get on here and try to defend his actions and say, my baby didn't do nothing. My baby didn't do nothing. This is a setup, while they have him on camera in the house doing it. Huh? Listen to this.
We're in the neighborhood tonight with what we know today. Robbie?
Oh, my goodness.
Ken, right now, an air of mourning still hangs over this Dallas neighborhood. The memorial.
I think anybody who defends criminals needs to do jail time. You need to get a year in jail for supporting criminals. How about that for a law?
To that child that's growing here beside me, just one reflection of that. Police insist they have the right person in custody, but tell me they're not going to say more until additional charges are filed. Meanwhile, I spoke with that suspect's mother this afternoon, and she insists that her son is being set up.
Y'all gotta hear this. And by the way, if y'all really want to show support for the channel and show support for the memory of Cash Gernon, who couldn't speak for himself, these kids can't defend themselves, you can virtually hug these children and show support by just clicking the thumbs up. We're hoping to get 600 thumbs up here. We got plenty of people here to do it. So if we can reach our goal, that would be nice. So make sure you guys click that thumbs up. Y'all got to hear this. Let's listen at this boy's mama defend him.
What do you believe happened?
I think that 4-year-old boy was killed at them people's home, and I believe someone had transportation like a car or truck and transported his body to the body site.
How do you know this family where the little boy had been staying?
My kids only know the other ones that stayed there, but they don't know the 2 4-year-olds.
Have you been able to speak with him since he was arrested?
No, ma'am. I have not been able to speak to him nor see him, not at all. And that's why I'm so furious.
How difficult have these past couple of days been for you?
Very difficult. Very difficult for me. I can't eat, I can't sleep, me nor my husband or my kids. My kids are scared, they're traumatized. They're getting threatening texts and calls from the boy.
Because the community now thinks that your son was capable of doing this. What would you like the community to know about your son?
Do not believe what you see nor hear. Believe what you feel, not just from.
No, she did not say that. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I just lost my nerve. She said, don't believe what you see or hear, believe what you feel. God. But yet I'm the coon. I'm the self-hater. I'm the one that's bad for the black community, right? Y'all remember people? There's people out there that feel that way, right? They come into my community tab all the time, and I keep putting the options out there on my polls, and they continue to keep clicking the option that says, I think DJ Just Jay is a coon. They keep calling me a coon. You just heard this woman say, ignore facts, ignore evidence, ignore surveillance footage. Just believe that he didn't do it because that's my baby and eyes didn't raise him like that. My God, you took the words out of my mouth. Ignore all logic, ignore all factual information. Let's just act like the video of him inside the house don't even exist, because I can guarantee you guys that she knows that that video exists. What do y'all want to bet? Between the percentage of 0% she didn't know to 100% she absolutely knew, his mother, what percentage do you guys believe that she knows that that boy was on video and was seen on camera? I believe it's 100% chance that she absolutely knows and saw that same video that the rest of the world saw. What percentage? 0%? 100%? 50%? What do y'all think? I'm going to let y'all hear her try to talk her baby out of jail. I want y'all to listen to this stupid crap. Listen again. She said, ignore what you see, ignore what you hear, ignore what you know, pay attention to your feelings. Man, I got some stuff I could say, but I'm not gonna say it right now. Let's listen at this again.
Meanwhile, I spoke with that suspect's mother
Shout out to the queens. My goodness.
this afternoon, and she insists that her son is being set up. What do you believe happened?
I think that 4-year-old boy was killed at them people's home, and I believe someone had transportation like a car or truck and transported his body to the body site.
How?
To the body site. So you come up with this cockamamie ass idea about what you think happened compared to the video that you saw, that he broke into the house, came into the room, picked up the child, walked off with the child, came back to get the other child, and walked out. So we're just going to ignore that, but you're gonna insert your own play of events in there. She just pulled that right out of the crack of her behind.
Do you know this family where the little boy had been staying?
My kids only know the other ones that stay there, but they don't know the 2 4-year-olds.
Have you been able to speak with him since he was arrested?
No, ma'am. I have not been able to speak to him nor see him, not at all. And that's why I'm so furious.
How difficult have these past couple of days been for you?
Very difficult. Very difficult for me. I can't eat, I can't sleep, me nor my husband or my kids. My kids are scared, they're traumatized. They're getting threatening texts and calls from the boy.
Because the community now thinks that your son was capable of doing this. What would you like the community to know about your son?
Do not believe what you see nor hear. Believe what you feel. Not just from my son.
I can't believe that she said that. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's literally the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The community now thinks that your son was capable of doing this. What would you like the community to know about your son?
Do not believe what you see nor hear. Believe what you feel. Not just for my son, but for that 4-year-old boy's life getting taken from someone in that home.
And she said taken, but I want y'all to notice on the screen, they wrote taken, even though she said taken, which is incorrect. They corrected it on the screen, so they translating on the screen. How about you just put her own ignorant words on the screen? That's what she said. She said taken. She also said, believing your feelings. That is just, Some people just shouldn't be allowed to have a voice.
You think there's more to this story?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Darren Brown's mother told me today that her son had some mental health issues in the past, but again was adamant that he is not capable of harming a child. Other neighbors I've spoken with here, though, tell me that they are going online, and other neighbors sharing stories of other troubling run-ins with this suspect. We'll get into that, Ken, ahead at 5.
Robbie, before we let you go, there are several questions that keep coming up, and one of the main ones, where were the parents in all of this, and why didn't anyone come looking for that 4-year-old at 5:30 in the morning?
Pay attention to this part.
Any details on that?
Yeah, that's a question that a lot of people here have. Ken, I can tell you that police sources tell me that the child's biological mother does not live in the Dallas area. The child and a sibling, I'm told, had been here living with the father and a girlfriend. That father disappeared sometime around the end of February, early March, leaving the children in the care of this girlfriend. Yes, a lot, Ken, for police to unravel.
Yeah,
Back
plenty of it. Okay. Robbie, thank you very much for the very latest on that. We'll see.
All right, somebody's asking for a motive. I gave y'all my motive. If y'all have a motive, you could post it in the chat. Shunda, if you asked me a question, I'm sorry I might have missed it. Post it again. I'll be looking for your question if you asked me a question. The motive is I believe that it was tied to money. I believe that, let me mind my words because I know I'm going to get flagged on YouTube. Damn, I wish I could just say what I feel like saying. Did you hear the coaching in the background? No, I did not hear it. Can said it. So I seen a bunch of y'all say that. Someone was whispering to her. Huh. Well, hey, well, I guess that just means it was two stupid people rather than just one. Thank you, Criminal Investigation. I see y'all are posting it in there now. I saw that and I was wondering what y'all was talking about. But the way I have my system set up, like I didn't quite hear it. So y'all might have heard it. I didn't hear it though. The motive is money. Money is the motive. Can y'all post that in the chat? Everybody post that one time. Money is the motive. What are the reason what there have been? Babies for benefits. Thank you, Josh. Money is the motive. What I believe is that dad's girlfriend, who he abandoned, and abandoned her with his kids, she don't want them kids there. So she said, you know what? This might be an opportunity for me to come up. I can blame this on a break-in, blame it on a black man, steal the kids, kill the kids. I get paid, and if you don't get caught, then you get paid. Because guess why? Because everybody looks broke. Everybody attached to this story looks and sounds broke. You can get mad at me for saying that, but that's what it appears, unless you can give me a logical reason why else wouldn't that be the case. All right? Now let's keep going.
You at 5 o'clock.
All new at 10 o'clock, CBS is learning some troubling new details about the death of a 4-year-old Dallas boy. J.D. Miles at Dallas Police Headquarters with the new information that he has learned tonight.
Dallas police homicide detectives are putting together their case here against an...
For those who donated, I'm going to read them here in just a moment. Let me say thank you, Almond Brown, JJ, Jimmy D, Phyllis, Leanne Engel, Dominique Holmes. Those who donated in Super Chat, I'm going to shout y'all out here in just a moment, but I did get them. I did want to say thank you to y'all. Money is the motive. Hashtag babies for benefits. Thank you, Sherry Berry. Let's keep going. Said you just gave a reason. I probably didn't see your answer. Said who was going to pay? Jennifer, they had a GoFundMe up. The family said that the dad's ex-girlfriend had a GoFundMe up. They got her GoFundMe shut down, and then they put up their own GoFundMe. Her intention was to get money. Why else would she put up a GoFundMe for a kid that don't belong to her that she should have never have had? after a family friend, a family acquaintance, broke in and nobody heard nothing. Really? That house don't look that big. Y'all think they didn't hear anything at all? Y'all think they were sleeping that hard? Broke into, physically busted their way into that house. Y'all think they heard nothing? Okay, all right.
18-year-old man, which may include
All
a
right.
possible murder weapon, according to court documents obtained tonight by CBS 11 News. A memorial continues to grow tonight in the middle of a southwest Dallas neighborhood where the body of 4-year-old Cash Gernon was discovered Saturday morning.
Still wanting to know why. You know, everybody wants to know the why.
Why would someone kill a child and leave their body on a street corner where it was discovered by a jogger?
Said mom was dating him? I have no idea. They didn't specify how old dad's girlfriend is, but I do have a video.
Dallas police.
So what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to remember his face. He's young. When I play the video of dad's girlfriend, I want y'all to look at her face and you tell me if those two look like they match up. We're just guessing because we don't know. You don't need to break in when you have a key to the front door.
Police say 18-year-old Darren Brown is the prime suspect. He has already been charged with kidnapping and burglary at the home 8 blocks away on Florina Parkway, where the child was sleeping. That's
If I even smell something, like if I smelled somebody's cologne or body odor, I'm sure that boy don't wash his ass. I would have at least smelled him if you didn't hear him. But then again, the house was disgusting. It was dirty. There was trash everywhere. So maybe they didn't even smell him in the house.
where detectives located a tissue paper in a bathroom that had blood drops on it. A small pocket knife was also located and seized. The teenage suspect's mother told CBS 11's Robbie Owens over the phone that her son has some mental health issues, but isn't capable of such a violent act.
I think that 4-year-old boy was killed at them people's home, and I believe someone had transportation like a car or truck and transported his body to the body site.
But neighbors say the teenage suspect was known for causing trouble.
This guy here, he's on Nextdoor, where he's busted into cars, busted Ring doorbells, seen with carrying a hammer. He threatened one of the people's life. People are asking why didn't the police pursue that, but
I want y'all to hear this. Let me back this up. For everybody who wants to defend him, like his mama.
People's home, and I believe someone had transportation like a car or truck and transported his body to the body site.
All right, I got to get this part in there. I want y'all to listen at what this I don't remember how old he is. How old is Darren? I don't remember. He's 18 years old. Darren Brown is 18 years old. Listen at what he had been doing. He's a thug. He had a record. Thank you. Listen at this. Listen to all the shit he had already been doing.
But neighbors say the teenage suspect was known for causing trouble.
Listen at this. This is stuff you can look up and prove that he's guilty of. Listen at this.
this guy here, he's on Nextdoor, where he's busted into cars, busted Ring doorbells, seen with carrying a hammer. He threatened one of the people's life. People are asking why didn't the police pursue that, but you know, that's just what his side of the story. I don't know the other side of the story.
I'm gonna let y'all hear this again of what they're accusing him of. Let's hear this again.
But neighbors say the teenage suspect was known for causing trouble.
This guy here, he's on Nextdoor, where he's busted into cars, busted Ring doorbells, seen with carrying a hammer. He threatened one of the people's life. People are asking why didn't the police pursue that, but you know, that's just what his side of the story. I don't know the other side of the story.
Authority.
Let me tell y'all this. One thing I do know. I don't know if y'all know the reason why most people steal. Do y'all know why most people steal? You can look this up. Most people steal because they're hungry. If you didn't know that, this might be your first time hearing that. Most people steal because they are hungry. What does that indicate? Broke. He's 18 years old. He's doing nothing with his life. What do most 18-year-olds do that are doing nothing with their life? Do y'all want to throw some answers out there? What do most young men at age 18 years old who are not working a job, who are not going anywhere in life, who are not working on a trade, not getting an education, not doing anything, what do most of them end up doing with all of this now spare time that they have when they're not in school? What do most of them end up doing? Not all, but what do a lot of them do? What have you heard of a lot of them doing? What do they say about an idle mind? What do they say about an idle mind? Just throwing that out there to basically give us an idea about why this might have happened. Money, money, money. All right, let's keep going.
Police have revealed that the little boy was living along with a sibling at the home of an acquaintance of his father, who still hasn't been located. Meanwhile, Cash's mother reportedly was unaware of her son's whereabouts for the last 2 months until police informed her that he was murdered. And we are told tonight the victim's sibling has been reunited with their mother. Sources say the suspect and the family the child was living with knew each other, but we don't know anything more about that yet.
Hello, my name is Trevor Gernon.
Oh, this is the interview with the dad. Do y'all want to hear this? I want y'all to hear this. This is the interview from the biological father. This is the interview from the biological father. I'm going to try to just let it play and let y'all hear this. Y'all got to hear this part.
Hello, my name is Trevor Gernon. I'm the father of Cash Gernon and Carter Gernon. I understand that all of you have questions, and I would like to take a moment to address the public. First, let me say that I do not wish this nightmare on any parent. You have no idea how hard it has been for all of us, or how hard it is to hold it together while everyone picks your family apart, family turning on another. All attention and time should be reserved for Cash. I want to thank you all for being so compassionate and motivated for justice. It is comforting to know that so many of you feel this loss too. So I will start by clarifying my absence. I knew Monica for a good few years before moving to the Dallas area. She was a single parent like me, so naturally I would ask her advice on local things. At the end of February, beginning of March, Monica offered her home and help, which I was thankful for. Being a single dad with twin 4-year-olds can be overwhelming from time to time. When I decided to move back to Houston after an unsuccessful job hunt, amongst other things, I felt it was in the boys' best interest to not disrupt their routine. They were comfortable. They were around other kids, and from what it appeared, Monica was a trustworthy person.
I'm going to bookmark that, and I want y'all to remember that those pictures that we showed of their house, how these kids were living, that didn't happen overnight. On top of that, you're talking about you didn't want to disturb their lifestyle. What a politically correct response, right? Why not give the kids to the biological mother? That makes no sense. Please, somebody tell me I'm not tripping. Please.
This choice I made with best of intentions has resulted in the most horrific outcome. I have paid the most ultimate and painful of price for my poor judgment, and I have to live with this devastation every single day. I will never forgive myself. If I could, I'd go back and do everything different. This is a nightmare that doesn't go away once I open my eyes in the morning. Sorry. We just don't understand how this can happen to such a bright, and cheerful kid.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, I'm trying. I understand how Mindy and Connie could be upset and want to do and say things to me because he was in my care. If it had...
Can we take a... I'm sorry, guys. I know I said I was going to let the video play. I'm sorry. Can I ask you guys a question? Do we have any mothers in the chat? Do we have any real fathers in the chat? Let me ask you guys a question. Who, as a good parent, would ever leave their children behind? You move and leave your children with your ex, the person that you were in a relationship with last. You would just leave your children. What mother would ever do that? What real father would ever do that? Would any of you ever do that? You're gonna leave your children behind? Really? How, Sway? How? How? How?
It happened in her care, I'd unfortunately feel she held responsibly too. When you have to process and comprehend such violent tragedy, our group blames others. It blames ourselves. Mindy, I am so sorry that I failed to keep him safe. That is my job as a dad, and I was not able to do that. And I'm sorry. To make matters worse, I have to fear for my freedom, as it is the goal of some to see me go to jail rather than grieve the loss of my little boy. All I want to do is have that one thing every parent deserves, to say goodbye and be with my son one last time before I return him home. I wish I could give you all of the answers, but I don't have all of them. I'm barely getting through a day that doesn't take me to a dark place. I miss my son. I miss my kids. I hope you all can understand how fragile we all are, and how quickly things can turn upside down. It makes you wish you spent more time. I'm sure that throughout this situation, there will be a lot of less than favorable things said and speculations towards everyone involved. I would hope that we can all cooperate and band together to make sure Cash gets the justice he deserves. He deserves to see us all united, the strong, loving family that we are. Thank you for all of your support and care, and thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to get my voice heard.
Oh my goodness. Do y'all believe this story? I don't. I don't buy it at all. Huh? If I was dying for a drink of water, I would not buy this. Wouldn't buy it. Somebody said that this is your homeboy. Who was that said that in the chat? Who was that said that? Let me see if I can find it. Somebody said that you know this man. If you are, you said this is my friend's homeboy talking. Frankie 5 times. If you or any other family members, if y'all are in touch with them, if y'all want to have them call in, just tag one of the moderators in the chat and they will let me know that they're in the chat. Just have them type in there. If they want to call in, I will open my phone lines and I'll let them call in. I'm sorry, I'm not buying this if it was buy one, get one free. Just terrible, man. Terrible.
Court documents are helping now piece together a little bit of the timeline in the death of a 4-year-old boy that we've been talking.
T's Red. T's, whatever your name is, Red. Who are you saying that to? I don't mind people having their opinion, but who are you saying that to? Are you saying that to me, or are you saying that to the dad, or who are you making that comment at? Because we are live. If you have an issue, I don't mind addressing your issue if you have an issue in the chat. Y'all know I damn sure don't mind. And I'm going to post the conversation on the channel too. But yeah, let me know if you have an issue. I'd be more than happy to talk to you.
About his name, Cash Gernon. He was found dead on a street in southwest Dallas over the weekend. Robbie Owens today at police headquarters with the new details we have regarding the investigation.
Now to a heartbreaking story out of Dallas. A 4-year-old boy, Cash Gernon, abducted in the middle of the night from his bed, found dead in the street.
So, Frankie, what can you tell us about this story? Like, what are we missing? Like, we need to know a motive. The question is why. Okay, thank you, TAs or T's Red. I got you. Thank you for clarifying. But what I want to know, Frankie, 5 times is why. Why did he do this? Why did the dad leave the kids there in the first place? Why didn't the biological mother have custody or him give the kids to the mom? Those are really big questions. Why? If you can answer that, let me know. I would love to know why.
The next morning, new surveillance video obtained by the Daily Mail shows the suspect, 18-year-old Darian Brown, standing over the little boy's crib, which he shared with his twin.
He didn't deserve this.
Heartbroken at home.
He's just the sweetest boy.
Cameron Morey told me about the boy he calls his brother, Cash Gernon.
He was the sweetest boy ever. He loved like y'all all right.
Do y'all want to see the video of the stepmom? Because that's the next video coming up. We'll take a vote in the chat if y'all want to see that. If you want to see the interview with the stepmom, I will post it. I will show it.
He'd be so happy to run out here. What's up, y'all?
Sadly, Cash was found dead in the street Saturday morning, just blocks from his home.
Honestly, I'm confused, bro. Like, why? He was 4, you know? Like, who does this to 4-year-old kids? You know what I'm saying?
Police arrested 18-year-old Darian Brown. DPD says Brown broke in and kidnapped the child around 5 a.m. Saturday. The family says cameras inside the home captured it all.
It shows him coming in. Took him while he was asleep. While he's asleep. Carried him out of my house while he's asleep.
Brown faces kidnapping and burglary charges. Investigators anticipate more charges after they get results from the lab.
Why couldn't he do it to me? I'd rather me than him.
Cameron said he went to high school with the suspect, but he believes the crime is random.
Random, yes, random out of nowhere, for no reason. There's no reason for none of this. There's no it's not from revenge, not from hate, not from none of that. Not to get back at us, nothing.
Cash is not Cameron's biological brother. Cameron said his mom was dating a man who has a few sons, and Cash is one of them. A few months back, they broke up, and the man left the boys with Cameron's mom.
That was my brother. I don't care if anybody told me it wasn't, he was.
He says he's devastated.
Just to do it. Did it just to do it.
Grieving the loss of this 4-year-old, found dead in the street.
I don't understand, bro. Why they do it to him?
In Dallas, I'm Alex.
If y'all think he is high, I don't know if he was or not. I don't know. But if y'all thought that was high, let me show y'all this video of the stepmom. And you know what? This one's so bad, I'm going to put it on the big screen. Y'all got to see this. I'm about to put this on the big screen. I'm about to cover my own self up. Y'all got to see this. This is the stepmom. Without any further ado, cover up the whole screen. Here's the video. Look at this house.
That's exactly the way that it was before.
Oh, he was happy. He was a happy baby. He, eager to learn. He was very eager to learn. He wanted to know how to read so bad. He always said, "What does that say? And what's that say? And then what's that say?" Oh, man.
Was he a happy child?
He was a very happy child.
Let's... Whoa! Whoa! Did y'all see that? Let me rewind this. Y'all got to see this. Again, as a reminder, this is Dad's ex-girlfriend. The one he left his kids with. Please look at this house. Look at her face. Lord have mercy. Look at this.
Cheers.
Look at this.
That's exactly the way that it was before.
Like a third world country house.
Oh, he was happy. He was a happy baby. He eager to learn. He was very eager to learn. He wanted to know how to read so bad. He always said, "What does that say? And what's that say? And then what's that say?" Oh man.
Was he a happy child?
He was a very happy child. Very, very, very happy. And he was, like I said, eager to learn. He loved bugs. I don't like bugs. Cash would chase me with bugs. And he thought it was funny. Cash was more outspoken than Carter. Cash was the leader. He was the one that showed Carter how to do everything. Carter's a smart boy. Cash was the one that was brave enough to follow through with everything. So, Cash was a...
And she laughed.
He loved school.
Whoa, she laughed. She laughed. Like Tommy says, you can't make this up. Look at this.
To do everything. Carter's a smart boy. Cash was the one that was brave enough to follow through with everything. So, Cash was a... He loved school. He loved, like I said, reading. He loved books. I used to read to them every night.
What is that shit on her face? Do y'all see that? Why is her nose so red? What is that crap on her face? Y'all see her eyeballs? Does this woman look like she's high? I don't, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Do y'all think she looks like she's high? I'm going to let y'all watch this. It's got 3 minutes left.
So, Cash was a... He loved school. He loved, like I said, reading. He loved books. I used to read to them every night. And he always wanted me to read the same book over and over again.
And you went to the shrine to him for the first time yesterday?
Yes.
And you laid down his favorite toy?
His dinosaur. He loves a dinosaur. It was given to him by my son Landon. And Cash, I have so many videos and pictures of him running around the house with that dinosaur. He will be missed here very much. Very much so. Cash was like my own son.
Can you tell me a little bit about the day when it happened?
Yeah. I woke up a little late because, like I said, Cash didn't wake me up. Cash is normally the one that wakes me up. In the morning, we get up about 7. We eat the breakfast, and then we get ready for school. That's what they called it. And,
Pause, pause, pause. What does she do for a living? She said the kids come and wake her up every day. What does she do for a living? Does she work? Does she have a job? The dad wasn't there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Listen to this again. She said the kids wake her up every day.
and it wakes me up. In the morning, we get up about 7. We eat the breakfast, and then we get ready for school. That's what they called it. And we'd sit.
Aren't you supposed to wake your kids up for school? Or am I a dummy? I thought you wake your kids up for school. When I take my daughter to school, I wake her up. When my daughter's mother takes her to school, she wakes her up. Maybe rarely if we oversleep, but that's not normal.
In the morning, we get up about 7. We eat the breakfast, and then we get ready for school. That's what they called it. And we'd sit at the table and do our ABCs and our shapes and our colors, and then I'd let them go play, and then
do y'all see that labored ass breath she just took? She looked high than a muff effer. She looked, come on y'all, tell me I'm not tripping. If y'all think I'm lying, please tell me. And by the way, please click the thumbs up. If y'all think she's high as hell, click the thumbs up, please. Look at this labored. Look at this long labored breath she took. We at the breakfast. I don't know what she's talking about. Look at this long labored breath she took.
What they called it.
Right
and,
here.
We'd sit at the table and do our ABCs and our shapes and our colors, and then I'd let them go play, and then we'd do lunch and then naps. The day that he was missing, I got up late and I thought it was weird.
She looked like she's having trouble breathing. She looked like she's having trouble breathing.
Missing. I got up late.
Says she's higher than Orion's belt. Boy, you ain't never lied about that. This girl is on the moon.
And I thought it was weird. It was kind of like, it's 10 o'clock, you guys, already. You waited late to wake mommy up, so I figured Cash was still in bed. My son is who walked in the room and said, "Where's Cash at, Carter?" Because they're never separate. They don't separate. And Carter goes, "He went outside. He went out front." So we believed Carter, you know what I'm saying? And so my boys started looking for him, and I started screaming, "Cash, if you're hiding from mommy, it's not funny anymore. Come out, it's time for breakfast." He wouldn't answer, so I called 911.
Did you look for him around the house?
Yes, they went all the way around the block. My boys did. They went all the way up this alleyway. They walked all the way down to the little corner, you know, yelling for Cash. And he wasn't answering, and I knew something was wrong. Something in my mind I knew. So I called 911 and told them I couldn't find Cash. And they said, "When did I notice he was gone?" I said, "Immediately when I got up, when Carter woke me up. We noticed Cash was gone, and I didn't even think about their surveillance system."
When did you look at the surveillance?
When we were at the detective's office, my son, I was crying and I was confused and like in a million pieces and praying to God they would still find Cash, and that little boy wasn't Cash. I kept telling my daughter, "That's not Cash." And she said, "Mommy, it has to be. Nobody else is missing a baby."
When there was a report of a body that had been found.
And I said, "No, it's not Cash." And when my son had went into his interview, Matthew was the last to be interviewed, he remembered all of a sudden, "Mom has cameras." And I when you're going through something like that, you don't think about all of that. All you think about is your baby that's missing. And when they said,
"That's not your baby,"
"Mom has cameras," I rewinded the cameras, and there he was, the boy taking my son out of his bed.
How did you feel when you saw that?
That's not your son.
The boy taking my son out of his bed.
How did you feel when you saw that?
I freaked out. I'm sure my kids heard me. I was devastated. I started screaming because my daughter kept telling me, "Mom, somebody did this. Mom, somebody did this to our baby." And I'm like, no, they didn't. he's going to be found. They're going to find him. And they did. They did do it. They took him. Why would they hurt him? He was 4. He was like this big, like he was so little. He wasn't even the size of a 4-year-old. He was so tiny.
You didn't think about the camera. Oh my goodness. She didn't think about the cameras. Thank you. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. I can't.
Can you just tell me where you saw the
Okay.
She looked like she couldn't breathe. Okay, now the rest of this, I want y'all to just look at the next 30 seconds of this room that they were in. This hellhole. Look at that.
It looks like all.
And I want y'all to also remember, 2 kids were confined to that one bed. That in itself should be a crime.
Torn apart.
And I think Dad's ex-girlfriend was high as hell. That girl was high. That girl was sky high.
Got the surveillance.
Watch the stuff crawling across the wall. Look at this.
No clue he was even taken. I thought Cash got out. I thought he got out the front door.
So we're looking for him.
So we all did. My son, him, and my son Matthew were basically looking for him.
Okay.
And when 10 minutes into it, I called 911 because I realized he didn't just get out. We couldn't find him. Somebody took him or something. And so I called 911.
Oh, that is gross. Okay. First and foremost, it's so much wrong with this. Clearly that woman is on some type of drugs. That's not even up for debate. Give her a drug test and she's going to fail 7 days a week. Okay? Don't give her time to prepare for the test. She's going to fail it. That's already a problem in itself, and I'm sure that that's not a problem that just started out of nowhere. She's probably always been on drugs. Anybody who would have a house in this type of condition, and I've told y'all, just because people might be disenfranchised and don't have as much money, that does not constitute being filthy and dirty. Just because you don't have a lot of money don't mean you have to be dirty and nasty. Does everybody understand where I'm coming from? You can clean up. As long as you have working water and spray and stuff, you can throw away trash. Huh? That doesn't excuse being filthy. Second of all, the story of the dad leaving the kids because he didn't want to disturb their routine with a woman who looks like a meth head made no sense. Why would you not take your kids with you? And on top of that, why would you not let your kids go with the biological mom? Because now that this has happened to Cash, now the biological mother has the other kid, which means that CPS probably already checked out the other mom and said, you know what? We think she's okay to keep the kid. They probably did an investigation before they gave custody of the kid to the mom. So if that's the case, then it seems like the mom probably was okay to not only have one kid, but have both. So why didn't you leave the kids with the mom? You could have figured that out. There was no reason for you to leave that house, or whatever you want to call it. Stay there until you figure it out, because your kid should have came first. This dude talking about, I went to Houston to try to find a job, so I abandoned my kids. No parent does that. That's not a parent. You're not a father. You don't do that. As far as her oldest son, he's 18 years old, still living in the house, look like he's not doing much with his life. It's just a personal opinion of mine. I don't know. I don't know what his role is with this, so I'm not going to go in on him. The dad is a terrible person. We don't know about the biological mom, but dad's girlfriend is a terrible person. And just like when we blame mom's boyfriend, we're going to blame dad's girlfriend. Dad made a horrible choice. Dad is the cause of all of this. Okay? Now, how this fool gets involved, if you ask me, the concept is simple. He looks broke. He looks disenfranchised. He's 18 years old. He has a lot of things that he's done that he's gotten in legal trouble with. He's a troublemaker. He's a thug. He's a thug not because of his skin color, but a thug because of his what? Actions. Actions dictate thug, not skin color. So for somebody who was already doing bullcrap, it doesn't seem far-fetched for him to randomly break into a house, but this wasn't a random break-in, which also lets me know, if this wasn't random, why, if all of them are broke, why would they not collude together to try to come up on a scheme to get some money? That sounds like something some meth heads would do, don't it? Especially to kids that don't belong to them, that they don't care about, and kids that were abandoned with them. How about that for an MFing motive? Because I'm trying not to curse. Is that not a motive that makes sense? He took the kids. Nobody apparently heard anything that they wanted to hear. Took the kid, left, murdered the kid, came back for the other kid, changed his mind, and left. But nobody saw anything. Not once, but twice. Nobody saw anything. Really? Really? So you would also have to think, if you were sleeping that hard, what could have possibly made you sleep that hard? Oh, that's right. Having a drug habit, having a drug problem might cause you to sleep that hard where you could perform a coup de grace on a person and they wouldn't know a freaking thing. How about that for another motive? She was high as hell, which also should constitute what? Neglect. Should it not? Are they going to charge dad's girlfriend with neglect? Probably not. Why isn't the dad in jail? For abandoning his kids with roaches crawling on the wall, sheets falling off the wall, curtain rods falling off the wall, paint falling off the wall, trash over the floor, boys stuck in a nasty old bed that looked like it came out of the freaking cathedral days. Out of the 1920s, the Victorian era or something. That room don't look safe for, let me not say it, because I know y'all hate when I say that, so I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. That room don't look suitable to let a Somalian pirate live in it. Because I don't know how else to describe this. I really don't. No human being should live in that place. Dad should be in jail. Yes or no? If you ask me, it's my personal opinion, I say yes. His ass should be in jail. Ain't no way in hell I'd ever leave my daughter with an ex-girlfriend. What? Me and baby mama gonna ride it out. As biological mother and biological father, we have to start being held more accountable for the decisions that we make. We have to stop putting this thing off on police. We have to stop putting this thing off on CPS. We have to stop putting this thing off on the government. We have to stop putting this thing off as a product of our environment. We are disenfranchised. We's ain't got a whole lot of money and blah, blah, blah. And we's gonna be irresponsible. Huh? We got to stop pointing the finger at everybody else. As far as his mama coming out and trying to excuse his behavior when she knows that she's seen all of these videos. If she come out and say, no, I didn't know none of this was going on, she a damn liar. His mother, that boy that stole the baby boy, knows that he was caught on camera. And she came out and said, don't believe nothing that you saw. Don't believe in nothing that you heard. Believe in your feelings. Those were her actual words that came out of her stupid mouth. Her brain actually thought it and said it. And said it out so the world could hear her ignorance. Isn't that something? We want to talk about stereotypes and get mad that the world stereotypes us, but we continue to take advantage of every opportunity for the world to stereotype us. How does that make any sense? This stuff drives me nuts. We have every opportunity not to walk out of the house with pajamas on, not to walk out of the house with bonnets on top of our head, walking out in public like everybody can see you. We have every opportunity to avoid these news interviews. Remember what your grandma used to say? If you don't have something good to say or something nice to say, then don't say it at all. How about you take time, write out a statement, have a lawyer write out a statement. Like, they sound so uneducated to make these statements and say, don't believe in what you saw. I know you saw him steal the little boy, but please don't believe what you saw. There was probably a car out there waiting. Guys, and I can swear to you, she actually wanted the world to believe that. And I am sad to say that is a representative of people who share the same skin color as me. That is sad, and that is disappointing, and that is the type of thing that us in the chat and those who are in my community don't want to represent us. We don't want to continue to allow people who want to live out these stereotypes to continue to represent us. This is part of what we're standing on, principle and responsibility. Yes? Do you want to know what the AFC stands for? We advocate for children first. And in order to advocate for children, we advocate for children at home first. You do not have to be a channel member in my chat to advocate for children first. You don't have to leave comments in my comment section to advocate for children first. You are not required to send me stories to advocate for children first. You don't have to donate to my platform to advocate for children first. Do you want me to lay it out and explain how you become an advocate and how you change the world? Here's what it is. Don't bring children into this world unless you are going to be responsible for them. That's AFC. Don't put your children off on somebody else. That's AFC. Make sure before you decide to lay down with a woman and procreate, make sure that you have a plan. That's AFC. If you're going to bring children into this world and give them life, be prepared to take care of their deaths, because death will come just as sure as life will come. Death will come for us all. Have life insurance. Be responsible for the lives that you create and the lives that are in your family. That's AFC. Stop having sex recklessly. That's AFC. Stop letting the little head outthink the big head, men, because y'all can stop a lot of this stuff. That's AFC. You provide no seed, that soil has no time to germinate a MFing thing. That's AFC. How do you become an advocate? Be an advocate in your home. Be an advocate in your neighborhood. Be a good person. Be an advocate in your city, in your county, in your state. Be a good representative. That behavior will start to reciprocate itself. And the more we can duplicate that process, we all can become AFC and make our society a better world than what we came in it in. Make a better world for our children. That is how you advocate for children first. I believe I'm going to probably cut that out and make that a whole separate video. Thank you guys so much for listening to this story with an open mind and an open heart. Because if you ask me, they took advantage of these children for the benefits that they could collect from them. And we call that hashtag babies for benefits. That's the behavior that we want to end. I thank y'all so much for listening, and we'll see you guys on the next story, okay? Thank you. All off the dome. What y'all think about that? Believe it or not, I actually got one more story. Y'all got time for one more story real quick? I know my number on my program froze, so I don't know how many people are watching. How many thumbs up do we have? We're going to do one more story. Y'all got time for one more story? Even though I got to use the bathroom, I think I could sit here and tough it out. I'm hungry, but I think I could sit here and tough it out with you guys, with my family members. Let's talk about this 2-month-old baby. I was only able to find one news video on this baby. Let me get this picture up on the screen. It's like somebody emailed me this story and I looked it up, and it just really bothered the absolute living crap out of me. We got 900 viewers, 600 likes. Okay, so where it go? So any other likes that we get, then it's just helpful. So again, if you guys will click that thumbs up, that's all I ask for y'all to do. We already have a good amount of people here that are able to contribute financially. And so to those who donate, I want to say thank you to all of y'all. For everybody else, if you want to donate, all you got to do is click that thumbs up. Very, very easy way to donate. Okay? Thank you all for subscribing. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Let me also say thank you real quick. The last couple people that donated, Dominique Holmes, Bridget with a J said the work you're doing. Oh, love the work you're doing. Thank you very much. And to Sonia with an L said, thank you, Jay, for being a voice for all these beautiful, innocent children, with a heart emoji. So if you're listening, thank you very much. I don't ever read y'all whole name because I know y'all, I don't want to put y'all information out there. So I try to at least read your initials. So if you're listening, thank you very much. Terry, let me make sure. Terry with the T. Terry with the T. Thank you for keeping up the good work. Terry with the P. Terry with the T. Your Cash App just came in. Thank you very much. Showing some love. All right, let's talk about this. We have 921 people watching. Not too bad. I want to tell you guys about a couple of channels. Please make sure you guys check out Leave It to Bieber. I think she's in my community tab. Make sure you guys check out Make This Go Viral TV, MTGVTV. Also, make sure you guys check out Illicit Deeds and illicitdeeds.com. And I think that might be everybody. Also, y'all know I come from Tommy Sotomayor. If y'all don't know, that's my brother, and it's going to always be my brother, and I want to show him some love because he showed me love, got me to the point of where I'm at to kind of get me started. So, much love to Tommy. Also, shout out to Relationship Rehab if he's out there. But I wanted to make sure to shout out as many people as I could think of. For those who need prayer, put a prayer hands up in the chat. Okay, you said mine too. E&E All Around Crime. Because I think you've donated before. So let me shout you out. Thank you very much. But all of our members who are out there suffering, shout out to our friend Night Rider, our friend Mom Fur Babies, anybody else out there who might be going through something. We always keep you in our thoughts and prayers. We're really like a family over here. So I really hope that you guys think about subscribing to the channel. Click that red subscribe, make it white, hit that thumbs up, become a part of the AFC family. Real simple thing to do. You forgot to RIP. Yes, I did. Thank you, Annette. I absolutely did. Thank you for that. Cash Gernon, RIP, young man. Put a prayer hands up in the chat for that baby. Thank you for calling me out for that. That's the accountability. That's why I love the live chat. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this story. Let's see here. I got all these ads popping up on the screen. So I hate these news websites sometimes. Let's go with, we'll go with this one. This one gives a little bit more of a comprehensive story. Let's go with this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular story, I wasn't able to find much information about it, let alone the picture of the suspect. But what was even sadder was the fact that I could not find a picture of the baby. But with being diligent in the way that I am, I was able to find a picture of the baby. I know a lot of times it's not a smart thing to put the kids on the screen because it could pose a risk to them as babies. But once they have passed away from whatever methods that have happened, whatever tragedies that have happened, they're no longer at risk. I did find a picture of the baby, and I want to make sure we put some respect on this little baby's name, okay? This baby girl right here with the most precious face I can even remember seeing. I'm going to make her face bigger because I want y'all to see what I saw when I finally found this baby's picture, okay? But try not to get too emotional. This baby is Zorii Pitts. Zorii Pitts was 2 months old. Y'all look at this beautiful, precious princess. This baby had no idea. She could not speak for herself, nor would she ever be able to defend herself against the tyranny of her caretaker. Okay? I wanted to show y'all her picture. She's a beautiful, beautiful little princess. But again, I know these stories are hard to listen to, but I want y'all to remember that all of these babies that we talk about in these stories have gone through something just you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. A human being should never have to go through these things. So the least we can do is listen to their story. A Baltimore man was arrested and charged with murder and child abuse in the death of a 2-month-old girl in Baltimore, B-More, police said Tuesday. The fool that y'all see on my screen, his name is Darius Williams, 33 years old, and the father of the baby. And he was charged with first-degree murder. Let me repeat that. First-degree murder. If you guys have watched my channel long enough, then you know that first-degree murder is usually something that is very heavy. First-degree murder usually means that they have plenty of evidence to put you in jail for life or give you the ultimate penalty under law. So it's usually a very, very serious, almost a slam dunk charge. First-degree murder and second-degree child abuse after police said 2-month-old Zorii Pitts was found dead Saturday. Police received a phone call from family members shortly before 8:30 a.m. telling them the baby girl was unresponsive, police spokesman Vernon Davis said. Zorii, who was born March 15th of this year, was found by police at around 8:50 a.m. After officers arrived at the first block of South Monastery Avenue near Allendale and Irvington neighborhoods of West Baltimore, medics pronounced the victim dead, police said in a release. The victim's body was transported to the medical examiner's office where the autopsy was performed and the death was ruled a homicide, which is very important. Her death was ruled as a homicide caused by blunt force trauma to the head, according to the police. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does homicide mean? What does blunt force trauma mean? Homicide usually indicates intention. It was not an accident. Blunt force trauma means that this individual, we believe, probably beat this baby, hit this baby, and caused her death. What is a 2-month-old baby supposed to do from sustaining a punch or a hit or something from a grown-ass man? How is a baby's body supposed to withstand that? For some reason in America, we believe it's okay that you can hit children, spank children, and physically discipline children, but you can't put your hands, feet, or other objects on another adult who actually can defend themselves, can speak for themselves. A man can't go hit a grown woman, and I'm not suggesting that they should. A grown woman can't go beat up a man, not suggesting that should ever happen. But at least two adults can at least fend for themselves. Children, in a lot of cases, are half of our size, a quarter of our size, an eighth of our size. Some are even smaller than that, like baby Zorii. Why would we ever think, where does this mindset, this Neanderthal mindset that probably came from slavery? We think slavery was so bad, but we continue to use tactics that came from slavery. Talking about breaking the curse, huh? It's still people to this day that say, I got spanked, so it's okay for me to pass down spanking to my kids and my kids to pass down spanking to their kids. I'm sorry, but in my humble opinion, if you can't reason with a child and get that child to go in the direction that you need them to go without being physical with them, then in my humble opinion, you are not suitable to be a parent of children. That's pretty clear, pretty self-explanatory what I mean by that. You got to hit a kid, you're not a good parent. Shouldn't be a parent. Let's move on. Detectives interview both Williams and the mother of the child. The mother of the child, and of course they're not going to put her name or her face out there because they don't want the world to know who was dating this freaking fool. The mother told police that it was routine for Williams to care for Zorii and her other kids during the day and also care for the baby at night to give the mother a break, according to charging documents. Let me be real transparent with y'all just for a moment. I get a lot of stories. That little bit of information right there was the thing that sparked my flame. I'm going to read that again, and y'all tell me if you hear something that sounds too familiar, sounds like a stereotype, or something that just seems a little bit off, a little bit odd. I almost said odd and off at the same time. Anyway, we'll read it again. The police interviewed them. The mother actually opened her mouth and said these words. It's routine for that thug, that fool, thug meaning his actions, not his skin color, that thug. It's routine for him to care for that baby, that 2-month-old baby, and her other kids during the day, and also care for the baby at night to give the mother a break. I'm going to read it again and break it down. First and foremost, they're not married. Why are they making children? She already had multiple children. Why would you continue to produce children outside of wedlock? Do you not value yourself? Do you not see the value in yourself or your womb to make a man commit to you? No man can do what a woman will not allow that man to do. And if that man can take advantage of that woman's body with no repercussions, then I'm sorry. I think that women need to value themselves more than just letting these random thugs do whatever it is that they feel like doing. How about that? I'm so thankful that my audience understands the value of themselves and they don't date thugs and they don't do stupid crap like this. He was caring for this baby and her other kids, plural, more than one. So I'm going to assume that she had 2 or 3 baby daddies. Again, the hood narrative. Talk about a stereotype. So he cared for her kids and his during the daytime and care for the baby at night to give the mom a break. And give her a break from what? What did the mom need a break from? Did anybody ask that question? What did the mom need a break from? If they're both parents, those other kids aren't his. Why do you need, I'm just asking this mom, why do you need a break from your kids and put your kids off on him who is not the father of your other kids? Does he not deserve a break from your kids? I'm just asking. I'm just asking why. What does she do for a living? Let's just say she works a regular 9-to-5 job, a menial job, whatever job she does. Do you know what that indicates? He don't work. Why would a healthy looking 33-year-old grown ass father not have his black ass out there working a job providing for his kid? I always find it funny how the ones who work hard to provide always end up on the hook, and the niggas that ain't shit always get left off the hook. Thought I'd throw that out there. Maybe I'm a little bitter. I just think it's an odd thing. Okay? Let's move on. Williams told police that he gave Zorii her bottle while the mom was in the shower, and he burped the baby and placed her in the bassinet. Baby Zorii was placed on her back on the pillow. I didn't make that up. That's what they wrote. They said Zorii was placed on her back at 2 months old on a pillow. He's 33 years old with a 2-month-old. Guess how old I was when I became a father? 24. At 24 years of age, I know that you don't put a 2-month-old baby on its back to go to sleep. Does anybody want to post in the chat why you don't do that? Especially after feeding a kid? Do you know how hard that would be for a grown adult to have a full meal and go to sleep and lay on their back? You said, is this live or premiered? VOO asked, is this live or is this premiered? Does anybody in the chat who's in the live chat who can see at the bottom of my title that it says live streaming would like to answer that question for VOO? Please. I'm not trying to be a butthole, but I'm telling a story. But I know you wanted to answer to that question, sir or ma'am. We are live. Okay? We're live. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why that was relevant. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's go back. It said the baby was placed on her back on the pillow. First and foremost, we had somebody in the chat who called it out and said that you shouldn't put them on a pillow. That's one thing. Secondly, you should not put them on their back. You shouldn't eat and then go to sleep on your back. It's a dangerous thing to do. You could choke and die. Let's move past that. He told police that he was the last to hold the baby, and the other children were upstairs in their rooms, according to documents. When Williams was told about Zori's injuries, he denied dropping the baby, abusing the baby, or hurting the baby, according to charging documents, even though the baby had provable blunt force trauma. Okay? Williams said when he woke up, he touched Zorii and she felt cold. Williams did not provide an explanation as to how Zorii received her injuries, according to the documents. Williams was taken to Central Booking and Intake Facility and is being held with no bond. Rightfully so. An attorney for Williams was not listed in the state's online court case database. Let me give you guys the One News video, and I'm going to tell y'all, it really sucks the fact that I'm the only place that you will ever find this story with that baby's face, okay? Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's talk about the One News video that brought this up. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, here we go. It's just one video. And to VOO, I know you didn't mean any harm. I apologize. It's just sometimes... Look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. My temper is very short. I have a short fuse. And sometimes I let little things bother me. I'm not perfect. But I get a little worked up when I'm telling these stories. So I want to apologize to VOO. I know you didn't, I know you weren't asking the question to be a jerk. You were just asking if we were live. But yes, we're live right now. So the video at the bottom in the title will usually say if it's either live or a premiere. So y'all will know the difference. So a premiere is just me showing you what we're already talking about. We've already done the video. We're just re-uploading it so everybody else can just watch the story without stuff like this, without all my intermediate commentary. I like that word, intermediate commentary. So the premieres are that without the extra stuff. The live videos are for us to be able to share together, talk together, interact together in real time. Said, sorry, bro. No, you're not slow. You're not slow. I apologize. Like I said, I got a little, I don't know. So my bad. I'm just saying my bad. All right, let's move on.
We're learning more tonight about the death of a baby murdered in Southwest Baltimore, allegedly at the hands of its own father. WMER 2 News' Jeff Hager has more for us on that story tonight.
The 119th murder thus far here in the city of Baltimore proved to be its youngest victim, a 2-month-old baby girl. A 911 call for an unresponsive baby brought police to this house on South Monastery Avenue in Southwest Baltimore on Saturday morning. And within a matter of minutes, officers had called homicide detectives to the scene. Officers discovered 2-month-old Zorii Pitts dead inside a bassinet next to her parents' bed in the basement. And her father's account of what had happened just didn't seem to add up. According to charging documents, 33-year-old Darius Williams told investigators he was caring for the child overnight and had given her a bottle at about 2 in the morning before putting her back down to sleep. At 7:30, he claims he awoke and found the baby cold to the touch, and he couldn't find a heartbeat. The infant's mother, though, told a different story of last seeing her child lying in the crib motionless as if asleep at 1 in the morning and still lying in that exact same position more than 6 hours later. Police also learned of an open case involving the same child a month earlier after the parents took her to Sinai Hospital for what they claimed was an apparent earache, and that was reported to social services. Court records suggest the autopsy held the final piece of the puzzle over Zorii Pitts' death, when the chief medical examiner's office discovered the infant's skull had been crushed with resulting injuries so severe that the baby would have died within minutes of the trauma. Just 48 hours after the infant's murder, her father, Darius Williams, was placed under arrest. Williams faces charges of first-degree murder and first- and second-degree child abuse. Reporting in Southwest Baltimore, Jeff Hager, WMAR 2 News.
And that right there should also give us some pause, because it sounds like what they were also insinuating was that there were already some underlying issues. The fact that Child Protective Services had gotten involved before, which means that this could have been a thing that they've already been accused of doing. He could have already been violent. Something could have already been wrong. So again, am I blaming this on Child Protective Services, social services? Nope. The problem starts with the biological mother and biological father. That is why it's so key and it is so important for us to have a better vetting process before we procreate. Before we procreate. We have to better know who we're dealing with. Okay? We have to understand what makes a person tick, understand a person's tendencies, maybe even understand a person's previous history, their record. that speaks a lot about a person's character and how they'll behave when they do have children. I just think we have to do better. And I think what we're going in society right now is we're not even trying. What we're doing is we're meeting a girl at the club and sleeping with her unprotected. What we're doing is we're going to the club, seeing a dude that you interested in because he got that good game, and you letting them bust all up inside you. Sorry, but that's what's happening. And we think, well, I like him, so we need to just do the damn thing together. Just because you like this person does not mean that they are qualified to be a parent. Why do we keep correlating those two things like they go together? Because they damn sure don't. You can get along with this dude and y'all can have a happy life with no kids, and maybe that's just what you like and it works and it's all good. Introduce a child to that situation and that man might not behave the same way. His emotions might not be the same way. His temperament might be all wrong. His background check might come back all bad. How do you even know that he was allowed to be around kids? You don't know because you don't invest in background checks. A lot of people don't. We just end up getting with a person, exchanging numbers, and getting it in. That's not normal. I ask questions. And you know, it really makes me proud, the fact that people shy away from me and they be like, you know what? You ask too many questions. I don't want to talk to you. Good. Because that makes me believe that you got something to hide, and my behind probably don't need to be talking to you. I don't need to be dealing with somebody who feels the need to protect themselves from simple ass questions. Where you from? What do you do? What do you want out of life? How many kids do you want? What school did you go to? What kind of grades did you get? Won't answer simple questions. The vetting process is important. And until we decide to change the process of how we're bringing children into this world, we're going to continue to keep presenting stories on this channel. It's a very simple thing to stop. And every day we have a choice not to behave in an effed up fashion. That baby right there, baby Zorii Pitts, that baby could not speak for herself. She could not defend herself. And I'm going to tell you, it absolutely breaks my heart when I put this picture up and I see this angel. What an angel. What a little princess. Give her to me. Give her to me. I would have found a way to work this baby into my busy life and my schedule to give that baby a chance. She didn't deserve that. She deserved to live life and grow up and become something great. This baby was robbed of that opportunity. This so-called father, hope he gets held accountable for his mistakes. For the mom, again, she's going to get off scot-free and can move on to the next penis to put around her kids, let alone putting her kids around the dad that created those kids if she needs a break. Pretty ironic, but we'll move past that part. We hope we get justice against this man and hope that he gets convicted of everything that we believe that he's guilty of. All right. So I don't think we're going to have any more updates with this particular story, but I do thank you guys for listening with an open mind and an open heart. And I hope that people learn something from this channel. Okay. So from my heart to yours, I love you all. Thank y'all for listening, and we'll see you guys on the next stream. Please make sure you share this baby's story. Share stories like this from my channel. See you guys on the next stream. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace. Thank you guys so much for listening. That's going to conclude us for tonight. Thank y'all for being so patient that I wasn't able to do these streams yesterday. But even though I have a busy schedule starting Thursday, I'm going to do my best. And even if I do a stream Thursday, I will try to get it done before I have to go see Kurt Dog. So shout out to Kurt Dog and Michi. We got some things going on. But thank all of you guys so much. And I left the chat open the whole time from beginning to end. So I'm hoping that we can continue to be responsible with the chat. Click that thumbs up when y'all come in. All of that good stuff. Y'all have a blessed night. If y'all need anything, make sure whenever y'all email me stories, don't send me a YouTube creator's link to my email. It's a waste of time. I just delete the emails. Just telling y'all so we don't waste a lot of time with that. Also, don't write me long emails. If you can keep the email short to a couple of sentences, if you have a question, I can get you an answer. I can respond to you. If it's really long, I'm not going to read it. I'm sorry, my reading comprehension skills ain't that high. All right, I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.noras915.com. That's right, www.noras915.com.
Hello listeners, come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses, like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.
Oh, almost forgot. My bad.
Exclusive new products that you will only see on my website at www.sayitwithchest.com. These products are made special by my mother, Keyline Design. The hoodie blankie, the face mask, as well as the 4-in-1 African head wrap. Now the way it works, it is a reversible bonnet. It has a headband that you can wear alone. It has a matching face mask as well. Please be sure to go over to our website and check out these nice new products that you will not find anywhere else.